As of today, March 5th, 2025, I have turned 20 years old. Welcome to Trenton Talks, and I'm going to unpack that in this video. How I feel about turning 20, when I'm doing this a little bit, just things turning 20, I guess. I'm no longer have a teen at the end of my age. I'm no longer 18, 19. I'm now in the wonderful unnies, if you will. So first, you know what? Let's just jump right into it. How I feel about 20. How I feel about turning 20. This is already gonna be a great episode. Early onset dementia hitting hard. This one. Honestly, I feel really old. And on top of feeling really old, I also feel terrified. Let's unpack the old one first. I didn't really think I was old when I was 18 or 19 because I was still technically alive for a decade. But now I've been alive for 2 decades. And that's just the way I view age in my head, is by decades. I don't know why in my head, instead of going by year, I go decade by decade. That's just how my mind has rolled this whole time, and it's gonna continue to roll like that. So I just genuinely feel like I'm old because my mind thinks about it like that. I know I'm not really that old in the grand scheme of things. I mean, there's been people who've been alive for like 70, 80 years, and then that's what I consider old. There's about like 60s to 80s, So I got a long time going before I'm considered really old. And I'm nervous, man. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm no longer I could no longer be hide behind the but he's a teenager still kind of facade. No. 20s is where you actually have to fucking get your shit together. 20s, this might be a societal pressure that I currently feel right now in my personal life, but I feel like once you get in your 20s, you need to at least have your shit together by 25, and if you don't, you're out in the streets. It's just genuinely what I feel like my mind says. So getting closer to that number, I'm like, oh shit, I'm scared, I'm not prepared at all. There's so many questions I still gotta ask now I'm in this position. I don't, some off the top of my head, moving out questions. I'm sure when I discuss moving out more, I'll have a lot of questions. Or, for example, more questions related to credit cards, debts, things like that, because I can't hide behind a shield anymore, like I have been. And because I just gotta, again, being 20s is 20s is where you're supposed to have all your shit figured out, I feel. Not everyone I've talked to, but most people I've talked to, most adults I talked to, were yeah, I got my shit figured out before I was 30. So I think I also gotta get my shit figured out. And I don't know, again, like I said earlier, this could just be a pressure that I'm maybe just making myself have. That's 100% possible. I'm not going to deny that. But I feel like it's, I just feel like it's no longer time to hide. I need to put my head in the game. I need to get my ass in the game. This one is going to be a little bit weird, reflecting on my life so far. So, if somehow YouTube exists in 20 more years, I'll do this again. I will reflect my life when I'm 40, going from 0 to 40. But from 0 to 20, I've genuinely, my life has had ups and downs. I've had a streak of going to a funeral, I feel like, every year since 2022. It hasn't happened yet this year, and I really don't want it to happen yet this year, but, the streak might continue. And just in general, I feel like life was pretty good until about 11th grade, because, COVID was fine for me. I could talk about COVID more in depth later on in a different Trenton Talks, but I got through COVID fine. High school, I really started letting my grades slip, which wasn't great. Elementary and middle school, I had no problems. Life was pretty great then. And then high school, it was kind of like where I'm like, kind of like how I'm feeling now. I gotta get my head in the game. I gotta pass this shit. I gotta do this shit. You know, I gotta have my shit figured out. um, and so like the later half of high school, I got my shit together. I started passing, which is great. And then like 18 and 19 was just like, oh man, I'm so fucking confused. I don't know what I want to do. I went to college, realized that I didn't really like online college, so stopped doing it. And then like just been cycling through jobs since, trying to find like my purpose, I guess. And like I don't know, I can't think of a better word, but like my purpose in a job, or my purpose in life, I guess, is what I've been trying to find through these different jobs. Uh, yeah. So I'd say that my life is I'd say that I'm working on building toward my life towards the better. Right now it's about but I'm working on building it towards the better. Um, I want to reflect on a few things. One is YouTubing. I've done this on TG Zero Sugar now for half my life. Not Trenton Talks in general, but any content on TG Zero Sugar, I've done this shit for half my life. And honestly, that's kind of scary to think about. Do I want to think about that? No. But am I going to for this purpose of the Trenton Talks? Yes. You guys are welcome with the inside scoop. Um, I feel like in general, in the YouTubing department, I genuinely feel like I'm a failure. And like, many other people will probably also say they're a failure. Like, YouTube is now starting to build like stepping stones for smaller creators to thrive. But as someone who's been doing this for half of my fucking lifespan, I feel like half of my lifespan has just gone down the fucking trash. And I'm not even joking when I say this. Like I'm glad you guys watch and talks. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I enjoy recording these. I enjoy editing these. You know, it's very easy. But it's like I don't know, man. I feel like I failed. And I feel like 10 years is for fucking nothing. Like, isn't that crazy? To just imagine a decade of you working your ass off towards something and it not having the results you want. And I have like been so close to completely giving up every single time. I don't know why I haven't completely given up yet. I'm gonna be honest. I just keep coming back. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Now, for the last point on Trenton Talks, I want to hammer home for myself is getting my life together. My 20s, I am very invested in my early 20s, from 20 to 23, getting my finances in order, getting a full-time job I like, moving out. I already have plans with we're gonna discuss this more. But currently, me and two other people are briefly talking about moving out together. I genuinely feel like the time to get my life together is now. And I know it's not going to be easy for the first little while, but I feel like I need to just start getting my life together and I need to start finding my footing. Because what I'm doing right now is not cutting it. And it hasn't been cutting it. Job hunting hasn't been cutting it. Part-time work right now is not cutting it. I don't feel like anything I've done, especially recently, is building towards a better life for myself. I feel like I'm just fucking myself over and over again, and I feel stuck. And I'm hoping that in my early 20s I can get out of that stuck feeling and getting my life together, or get on track towards that. But yeah, that's how I genuinely feel about turning 20. Scared, excited, anxious, wasting my life, not having it together, not having it figured out. Again, we'll see what happens with this decade. I don't know. None of us, that's both something scary and beautiful in life. We really don't know what's gonna happen next. I wish we could just have like we could just see in the future and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna move in with you're gonna get your own apartment in like 2028, you know. But no, we gotta we don't know what's for us, and all we can do is look towards building ourselves better and building ourselves towards our goals. And in my 20s, I'm gonna strive to do that. I know that's crazy. I'm gonna strive. I'm gonna actually like sit down again, get my head in the game, and actually go work towards my goals. But yeah, that's it for Trenton Talks. Thank you for listening to my incoherent and coherent ramblings at the same time. I hope to see you guys again very, very soon. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Goodbye.